Hey y'all, so listen, I'm getting ready for bed, right? And I just had to do something that I didn't expect to have to do. I just had to solve a problem that I didn't expect to have to solve. And it made me think about something that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about because there's just a lot going on in the world right now, and every time something comes to your mind, before you forget, you should do whatever you got to do with it. So I told you guys before that when something pops up in my mind that I want to talk to you guys about, and it seems like it's, fresh, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about it. But this particular conversation is about your resources right now, and like the ability or lack thereof that you have to like resolve issues. Because a lot of what's going on right now, greedy loud self, Cosmo. A lot of the things that we're dealing with right now when it comes to like issues is the lack of resources, a lack of money, a lack of food, a lack of time, a lack of energy. And that it's by design. Okay, you guys know it's by design. I know it's by design. We're not gonna be ignorant here, right? But I wanted to talk to you guys about this before because recently, I believe it was, what's today? Monday. It was sometime last week. I'm filming this on Monday, February 3rd at 10:22 p.m., just so you know. But recently there was this whole like bombshell situation that happened with this company called DeepSeek, right? I don't know if y'all heard about it, but I told y'all I watch everybody. I don't watch everybody, but I watch a plethora of things. I don't just stick to one particular genre. So there's this content creator called Moon that I watch sometimes because he does like quick little deep dives about certain topics that are happening in current events. And I also heard about it on Penguin's channel, which is what's his name? Charlie, I think his name is. His I think his name used to be Moist Critical. Child, listen. He was talking about it too. And this company called DeepSeek basically came swooped in, and Chat GPT got swallowed up in whatever they was doing. And I'm telling you, the drama in the tech industry right now is crazy. So it led me to this thought that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And it also came up in another scenario. And I can't remember. I was watching some TV show or movie or something like that. And the whole point of this came up again, which is a lot of times when people try to starve you out, right? Or smoke you out, whatever. If somebody is in a hostage situation and they try to smoke out the perpetrator, they're going to throw smoke bombs and try to start a fire. Like back in the day before there were smoke bombs, and people had thatched roofs, they would set the roof on fire to get whoever they wanted up in there out. You get what I'm saying? So there are a lot of situations, especially with, golly, Cosmo. Hey, boy, this little sucker, he doing that on purpose. The same one that you saw making noise with the water, he making noise over there. Because he gets jealous when I talk to you. He gets jealous when I talk to other people. Possessive ass. But no, like when there are situations that happen, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's with big corporations, companies, people who you work for, people who you rent from, people who you do business with on any level, right? Or just people who run countries. There's this hierarchy of the rich to the poor, and sometimes the gap between the rich and the poor gets larger or smaller depending on the situation, right? So basically, a lot of times when someone who has more resources, more accessibility, more connections, more whatever, decides, whenever they decide that they want to come against someone who has less, or that who appears to not have as much, they will do their best to, smoke you out. They'll cut off your supplies, like kind of in House of the Dragon, when the sea snake basically cut off King's Landing from having all of the resources, because he was in control of that port. He was in control of the access to get the food from where it was coming from to King's Landing, right? And sometimes that's good, because you want to have those resources to be able to leverage when you need to. But a lot of the things that have been going on with people, especially the American people, is situations where we've been starved out or smoked out in order to fall in line or get with the program. But there are ways that you can get around that, but you're going to have to come up with those ways on your own. Like, I can't tell you, nobody else should be telling you. It's something that's more than likely going to be organically coming from within yourself to solve the problem, right? And one thing that a lot of those people who are in positions of power tend to forget or not realize is that when you extract or decrease or cut off the connection to information or resources, there's always a way where the underserved or underprivileged people who are being targeted in that position, there's always a way that you're going to be resilient and fortify whatever you need, regardless of what's given to you. Just for example, with the whole TikTok situation, the whole reason why TikTok grew to be what it is because resilient people needed a platform that was unbiased to the best degree or whatever, and a platform that could freely allow information to travel and for us to be able to connect, because you couldn't do it on Instagram, you couldn't do it on Facebook, and you couldn't do it on Twitter. And basically, it's kind of a situation where the same thing is happening right now with all of these tariffs and things that are going on. But if you look at DeepSeek, basically the whole situation with DeepSeek, if you don't know about it, is pretty much where this tech company, I believe they're a Chinese tech company, correct me if I'm wrong, they were able to literally create the same type of platform as ChatGPT, but I believe it's something about it being open sourced. I don't know what none of this means, child. But the fact that they created it with less resources, because basically the US was cutting off some type of channel that they had to the resources that they need in order to create a ChatGPT lookalike. And they were trying to prevent them from having like the processor that they needed to create it. Like, there's a certain level of processing power, computer power that you need. Just like if you were playing a video game and your computer didn't have the right processing power. I don't know if it's CPUs or something like that, child. But I know when I play The Sims and my computer is raggedy, especially back in the day when I was running The Sims 2, and my computer was raggedy, it would run slower or faster depending on the type of computer I had. The graphics would be better or worse depending on the graphics card I had. So it's kind of like that situation. Like, DeepSeek basically did something. They did the impossible, at least from the perspective of the people who were trying to suppress them. They were able to create a processor or a system that worked with less resources, because their resources were ultimately cut off. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that you shouldn't get discouraged if someone who looks bigger and stronger and more powerful than you is trying to come at you to attack you. And you shouldn't be afraid to face that opposition alone, because sirens, they're going to be people who want you to be the one to bear the brunt of the load of whatever the fight is that you are, coming up against with that person. Like, There could be people around you who may be able to support and help you, but they don't want to support and help you because they'd rather be in it and not be in it. And they will tell you all the things that you need to do to solve your problem, but they won't give you any type of support. Those could also be similar situations where you're being forced to become creative and become innovative and really rig something, maybe. You being forced to really dig deep and, create something out of nothing. And that's what Deep Seek basically did. So it's just a metaphor for something I think that you guys may benefit from. And I'm just telling you, listen, I'm telling you these things, guys. And it's not because it's something that I'm just realizing today, but it's just sometimes when I say these things, I think that you guys think that I'm like looking for reassurance or advice from you guys, which I really appreciate, but I'm not. I'm telling you because this is something that you need to know. And it's something that I'm not just saying it for me. I'm saying it because it's something that I feel like is going to be pertinent for you and all of us in the near future to keep in mind and to start to process in our minds, because a lot of things are popping off. And it's a very unique way that things are popping off. So when I say something that I'm realizing, it's because the situation that I'm going through is bringing it to the forefront of my awareness. But I'm not bringing it to you so that you can console me. I'm bringing it to you so that we can see together how we can kind of fortify ourselves as a collective and a community and move towards a common goal of peace. So just keep that in mind, because I really appreciate all of you guys like recommendations, and I appreciate all of you guys like reassurance and support, especially through the comments and through the way that you guys support the channel. So I don't want it to be lost on you or me of how grateful I am for all of you watching. But I also don't want you to think that I'm coming to you on this platform as like a way to just vent. It's not, it's just me talking casually, but it's not just me talking casually. And you have to understand why this is happening. If you pick up what I'm throwing down, y'all know to put the brain in the comments. Because some people think that I'm coming on here to just, say things that, oh my God, I just realized that I need to put up boundaries. Like, no, that's not what this is. Okay. So I appreciate you guys. And I really love that you want to give recommendations and support, but I'd rather for you guys to just listen to what I'm saying and apply it to life in the world, because shit is starting to hit the fan. Okay. And as soon as you think that you don't need the advice, you end up needing the advice. And I'm taking my own advice. So it's not just that I'm saying it because I want to be able to prosper. I'm saying it because I want all of us to prosper. But right now it's like a situation where we are all going to have to try to figure out creative and innovative ways to solve problems and resolve issues, whether that's a barter system through our neighbors and our communities locally, or whether it's some type of, individual effort that we put in towards making change in the world. We're just going to have to do it without the resources that we expect or would like. We're going to have to do it in a way that is kind of, ninja rigged, if you know what I mean. When people say ninja rigged, something is rigged. Ninja. Okay. Word that I can't say on this platform. It means that something's kind of thrown together. It's thrown together, but it gets the job done. That's what we're going to have to do in this situation. And what usually ends up happening, just like with Deep Seek, is that those people who are in positions of power who think that, smoking somebody out or starving somebody out, basically removing their ability to do what they need to do, and they're purposefully like vindictively taking away resources to force somebody into a certain position. What they don't tend to realize is that that is what awakens the creativity. Ooh, you saw this? You see how he got attitude? Excuse me. The heat is on. The heat is on. Okay, no, but that's what awakens the fight within people. It awakens the fight within people to not give up and to not allow someone to just bulldoze over them. And that's what people don't understand. And that's the downfall of a lot of people who tend to be in those privileged positions. They tend to underestimate their opponent when they feel like their opponent is less qualified, or they feel like their opponent is less prepared or less resourceful. It happens all the time when you hear those underdog stories in sports or in any arena. Whenever there's an underdog, they're always underestimated. But that's actually an advantage. I was looking for the word. That's actually an advantage. So you, in your own personal situations right now, need to see the advantage that you have over the people who are already under the assumption that they're going to win, when in reality they might be about to lose. You have that advantage. So, being loud about it and I'm gonna find a way to get around it. Talking and being loud about what you're gonna do is not gonna help you. But being covert and being very incognito with the way that you approach situations, observing, keeping your eyes open, keeping your head on a swivel, and picking up the information that your spiritual protection team is throwing down, whoever that may be that you pray to, is what's going to give you the advantage and allow you to keep the advantage in your situation. So just, take that with a grain of salt. And if you haven't looked up the whole DeepSeek situation, you'll see very clearly what I'm talking about. And it feels like that's a really strong energy that's happening right now, is that there are a lot of people who are in positions of power who are underestimating the underdog. And that's not the right move. But see, they know that they shouldn't underestimate the underdog, but their arrogance and their pride and their ego won't allow them to actually consider it as a real threat. But they're going to end up learning the hard way. And I'm not just talking about in governments. I'm not just talking about in positions of, authoritative power in your particular city, state, zip code, or country. I'm talking about in every aspect of your life. If it's that neighbor who lives next to you that may work a really nice job and have more money than you, and they always encroach upon your land, or they chop down one of your trees when it was yours and it was on your property, but they just felt like since they had more money and you maybe didn't, that you couldn't fight it. It's those types of underdog stories too. If you're fighting with a landlord or a leasing office because they think that they're a big corporation that could just bulldoze over you, I guarantee you, if you open up your eyes and you start picking up what the heavens are throwing down, their underestimation of you may be their downfall. If this is a boss or a company that you've worked for and they continue to try to bulldoze over you or not pay you what you're worth or do something underhanded because they think that you can't do anything about it, I guarantee you their underestimation of you will be their downfall. And that's what I want y'all to know. So y'all be sure to like, subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Thank you guys so much for being here. Put the brains in the comments and let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if there's any type of correspondence to what I'm saying and what's going on in your life. You don't have to give me all your business, but if you want to share to encourage your fellow viewers, I would greatly appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Again, I really appreciate all of you for, showing me love and always trying to keep me motivated. So just continue to do what you guys are doing and don't let up on these hoes, period. I see y'all. Bye.